it is Marinette Show here, and before y'all ask, I'm muting my phone because it's been a while since it's just been us talking. Now, I think y'all know what this video is about if y'all read the title, unless I made it something completely different than what it initially normally is. So, first off, looks like we finally made it to 500 after all this time. 500 subscribers, and we finally made it here. Now, originally I was planning to be here way sooner because I was so close to this goal before. And Help Wanted was supposed to be the 500 special because it would be introducing VR to my channel. But when the 10-year came up before I got it, I was hoping they'd be around the same time. But since they weren't, I kinda had to release the video anyways. And obviously that was probably not the best timing. So I was thinking, what could I possibly do for 500? And then I thought about it. There's basically with the amount of with the type of YouTube I grew up with and how I turned out how I am, is not really a thing most people know. Even some people came from TikTok trying to find out what's the story or the lore of Marionette, Mimic, whatever you want to call me. So I think it's about time we get into that. So let's start from the very beginning of how I became Marionette Cheryl and how I got to meet all of you amazing people and make these videos for y'all. So first off, let's start off with how I got a YouTube account. Actually, no. If I want to start this, I gotta start it right, how it really began. It was 4th, 5th grade. It was probably maybe even 3rd. And I'm on the bus one day, and I'm not that much talkative with people at this point anymore because I felt like a child. I was feeling like the world had given up on me, gone against me. You know, the classic story with some people. But one day, there weren't that many seats on the bus. I sit next to some random dude, and to this day, if I ever couldn't figure out that dude's name, or if I could talk to him again, I would thank him so much, because without him, I would have never gotten to meet so many people as soon as I did and turn out the way I did. For the most part, for the better part, I'll explain. This person I was sitting next to on that school bus had asked me a question that stuck with me for a while, and I quote, "So have you heard of Five Nights at Freddy's?" Now, I think everybody knows where this is going. I heard this and I was like, yeah, I've heard of Freddy. I thought he was talking about Freddy Krueger. I didn't know who Freddy was by this point. So, and then he was like, did you know that they're working on a second game? I was like, a second game? I didn't even know they had a first one. That's crazy. And then he's playing, he's showing it to me, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then so I get into it. I learn a bit, then he has to get off the bus, but I'm really invested by this point. I want to really get into whatever this was, but I didn't even have a phone at the time. So I'm over here not sure what to do. I get home, I ask my dad and stuff, could I play the 360 or use his phone as much as I could, because back then the 360 also had YouTube on it. And I didn't even know what it was, but I remembered kids talking about stuff like Minecraft and how Minecraft has videos on YouTube, and I was like, if Minecraft has videos on YouTube, then this game that he showed me with these animatronic I didn't even know what that was at the time, these robot animals, then it should also be on YouTube as well then, because it would make perfect sense. So next thing you know, one thing led to another, and started going down that rabbit hole for the first time ever, starting with my father's account on YouTube. And of course, since it was my father's stuff at the time, I was very limited to what I was able to watch and when I was able to watch. So that's how I started off, even getting invested with anything online, all starting from the little game that we all see as Five Nights at Freddy's that has expanded so much over time. But here's where things get interesting. I got so invested. I was watching all sorts of videos and stuff, like constantly, like trying to get in more and more of this stuff. Now I find out there's a story, and the story is like different than anything I've ever heard of, with like kids going missing, like murders, stuff like that, like hauntings, and I'm like, whoa, this is a lot to take in. I can't even fathom what this is. Like, what's going on? This is supposed to just be like a regular horror game. How could all of this be happening from this little bit of like stuff? And then I find this out because I'm going through things like random SFMs, and by this point, I've gone to 4th grade. And by that point, I'm like, wow, this is like, I'm getting very invested in this, because I remembered going so deep into this that's like, oh, and then I'm like, I find a guy named MatPat on the internet and he's talking about it. I'm like, it's like, but like, can I trust what this guy's saying? I mean, he's just a guy I've seen on the internet. I mean, well, what if he's wrong? Like, what if none of this was correct? Which, obviously, we'll get into that way later. And so, I started seeing more content creators like do Five Nights at Freddy's, and it got me into like the stuff that I even make now, with things like DanTDM being the first person I've ever seen do anything related to Five Nights at Freddy's. Then I see IHAS Cupquake's animation on Five Nights at Freddy's, made by what I'm now learning was Jaden, even though I knew the animations looked familiar. And then so going on and on, I start learning more and more about all these amazing content creators. That is when I heard of someone claiming themselves as the king of Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, of course, that's a very bold statement. You call yourself the king. What thinks you have the right to call yourself that? I look into this king of Five Nights at Freddy's. That's when I found the person who gave me so much inspiration to actually make content on YouTube. That being Markiplier. Now, by this point, don't get me wrong, by this point, I'd heard of like DanTDM, IHAS Cupquake, Sam Gladiator, even just like going things with like then after I heard about Markiplier, heard about him being the king, and then the MatPat stuff that I was doing before I even like noticed Markiplier's existence, and then on top of that, going into people I met after knowing who Mark was, it's literally just, wow. Because if I never got into Five Nights at Freddy's, I would have never gotten to see how amazing Mark was, making content the way he was, doing the great things that he did, and then knowing the people that he had known, like Jacksepticeye, like PewDiePie. I think there was Yamimash at the time. Could be wrong. Hearing things about like something named Smosh like way down later down the line. Like the word, I'm not gonna get into that, because that has nothing to do with this right now. Even H2O Delirious, Vanoss Gaming, people like that. It's just like all in my head, like all together in one. Like basically bringing my brain like a whole surplus of information I never even have thought existed outside of like my own little home. Like knowing that there's much more in the world than just the small town that I lived in. And so it had gotten me really invested in something, gave me something to really like look forward to, because like just like strict great grandmother I was living with at the time, and she basically had certain rules that I follow, like certain times I had to be asleep, you know, like the classical, you're going to sleep, getting from behind your pillow, and then you hear something, it's like you try to put it back, and it's like act sleep again, like that type of that type of situation. Like, of course, I knew characters like Mario by this time. Everybody knew Mario and Sonic. These are like classics. But only when I actually got into Five Nights at Freddy's did my, like, everything start changing. Because getting into Markiplier, yes, that, like, had me thinking, I want to make content too, but I don't know where to start. I don't know where to go from in there. And it's like, I don't even have a goal. Like, I mean, I could entertain people, but I'm just a kid compared to, like, all these older people doing such amazing things. I was, like, 9 years old when I first ever came to YouTube, like, as a viewer alone. And I was already using my father's account, so things were so weird about that. And, yeah, because if people saw my profile picture and I, like, leave a comment or something, it's like, you a grown dude, why are you saying this stuff? And I'm like, Dave must be a kid. Some people are like, it's just a kid. You can tell by, like, the typing and spelling and stuff. And they were right. But what I'm really getting into here, also, I don't know what that was. I'm gonna have to check that in a minute. And I think I know exactly what it was. But, so all I'm thinking is, what would be something like a goal? And then I had no real goal, just like thinking of how I can entertain, what people would like to see. Then I thought about how I like to see, what I like the things I like. I was like, there's people like me probably out there who like to see the things that I do. So why not do the things that I see and make them with their own type of content? So, of course, this got me into making videos, but I'd made only one video by this time. It was on New Year's, which is now forever going to be the anniversary date of my channel. And that's so weird to think of, that every anniversary I have to, like, celebrate on New Year's, exactly, because the video was made on New Year's, posted on New Year's. And I mention this because when I first made my first video, I didn't even have a channel name. It was still my father's name. Like, nothing was different at all. And so, after giving it time, I saw something that truly interested younger me. That being a diamond play button. And I'd never seen something so unique, so shiny. I was just amazed. I was like, what is that thing? Can I get one of those? And then I start looking into it. Diamond play button. How to get diamond play button. Then I find about the golden play button, the silver play button, the diamond play button. That became my goal. That became my motive. I had one goal as a child, which became two goals the more I went on. I started making more content. I started doing, like, things with plushies like this over here, because I wanted to basically be like a jack of all trades from the beginning, but I didn't know what I wanted to how I wanted to actually do it. Like, for example, I said the thing with, like, the little plush over there because I saw SML's content when I was young, and I was like, they're doing stuff with plushies. That's something I could do. Like, it could be, like, more simple, more, like, better for, like, younger audiences, because I can't say and do certain things yet because I myself am a part of that younger audience. But it also made me laugh with the things that they would do and say, and it kind of got such an attachment to that I wanted to, like, try to make that a thing. And also, for those who don't know, this is not the same plush. Like, if y'all were there for my original content, the videos that are deleted now, because I looked back on a few years back, like in middle school, I think, maybe like near the end of middle school, like during the virus. I have to say that because YouTube does not like people mentioning it still. But one of them involved this right here in one of my first ever videos. This is not the same one. The one that was back then was one that my father got me, and it took me convincing him to get me one of those because he didn't understand. He didn't understand the reason behind it or anything. And so, back on track, I wanted to do, like, videos like, for example, like I said, I'd seen animations like Jaden, and then there was gaming like Mark, and then there was, like, so much other possibilities going on, like plush stuff like puppets from SNL, and so I wanted to do it all. I saw the reaction videos. I wanted to do everything. And I saw the singing. Like everything was just there, and it felt so unjust and right to do because I felt if I really tried, I could do it. If I really stay on track, I could do this thing that I'm wanting to do right now. And so, what do you know? To get really on track of this, I do want to say my first ever YouTube character came a bit after, actually. And ironically, he is still here to this day. As y'all can see. But I wanted to give up before even finding out about the diamond play button. But then I started playing a game I heard about getting popular that had Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. And I think y'all already know where this is going. Roblox. I made some friends on Roblox, did some stuff, learned a little bit of secrets and lore myself from there, and surprisingly, a lot of those were really accurate. Like, for just some like random kids or teens playing like Roblox back then, they got a lot of stuff right. I'll give them that, and I appreciate them for that. If I remembered your name, I would show it. But there is one user I remembered. Yes, there were a lot of like users that I recall that I played with and everything, but there's one user above all because they were my first subscriber. And when I told them I felt like it giving up on YouTube, they told me that they believed that I could do it, that I could be one of the youngest growing YouTubers out there, that all I need to do is know what I want to do and have it ready, and to basically know what is to come with what I'm doing. Now, here's the thing. A little young optimistic me took that to heart. He did that. For my the first video that people see instead of my original first videos, like the New Year's video or the videos with that dude or the hoverboard videos, those ones, I decided, like, when I thought of like people like Delirious, I wanted to be a hidden face YouTuber. And that did cause problems eventually. And eventually got the mask to fully go on with that. But so I deleted some of my videos later down the line when I officially decided I want to be a no-face YouTuber. And it got weird, but it got so fun. I started off with a reaction video after that, and they said like, hey, like, I gave you the ideas for this, and back then, I didn't even know about crediting people for like giving me the ideas. So I'm hoping me editing this right now, please put her up there and let people know. Because I don't know where they are now. I don't know what ever happened to them, but to this day, I still gotta say I thank you for that. Because it gave me a great amount of inspiration that me at the time really needed. Especially because, look, I'm still going. If you ever find this channel again, or if you ever somehow see this video, thank you so much. You've gotten me so high up, more than I've ever thought I could be. And I really appreciate you for that. I would say your name, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I wouldn't want to slaughter the name of someone who's basically gotten me this far. But then, as the time went on, you get to see like more videos, like my videos like got more better fast. Like you see videos of like me doing like a vlog showing my friends at school, but I'm in elementary school at the time, and I did some stupid stuff because the stuff I was watching, and I was being impressioned, and I'm one of those people who basically got notified for that. And this is where I have something I would like to apologize to everyone on the internet for this. So, if you have a school that has it to where they have stuff blocked, like your own personal YouTube accounts at the school, that is why, like, yeah. And the reason for that being because when I started making content in elementary school, I did something so stupid. So stupid. The video is probably back up again, but I did something so stupid on video that they could not let people have their accounts on school services in most places anymore. And when they took that down, I was put to blame on that so badly that I was so glad no one knew, especially in different counties when I found out that it went just further than that. Now, I could be over exaggerating. Maybe it wasn't that, but it's the fact that right when I did that, the next day after, I'm starting to hear about my cousin in Mooresville talking about, oh, like they started doing this thing where we can't get on anymore. They called my parents and everything, told them like he did something. I was like, what did I do? And it was like they showed my video. I'm like, oh my god, the school found my account, and that was me not realizing that I was actually getting recognized at this point. But it was because, one, the recommendation, because I was actually growing so high for a small, like, YouTuber and a child, that it was actually reaching that point already to where the school had found out. And that had, like, caught me. Because I wasn't even, my parents didn't even know about the account that I had yet. My father knew that I was using his account for something. Not sure what yet. And so that's what it was. And then going on to things like, oh yeah, I started doing gaming videos after that because that did not end out so well. That's what I meant by the quality, like, rose so quickly. I start off with, simple, like, vlogs and stuff. Got rid of those because I wanted to do them, like, basically, the no-face approach. But I didn't have a character or anything at the time to actually go by, so, have to just, like, show the other side and never this side. And I believe the first video game I ever played on my channel was Vlogger Go Viral, and to this day, I have to thank that game for my random fucking tapping, Friday Night Funkin'. That game is the reason why I'm able to deal with the nonsense y'all dish out at me. But then came on to the Five Nights at Freddy's playthrough videos. Those ones were the ones that started getting noticed. And so I got into something new that I didn't know about in the community. Fan animations. And by fan animations, I mean 2014, 15, 16 meme animations. I'm not meaning that it is disrespecting any animators. Like, y'all did great back then. Hell, y'all doing great now for the ones that are still around. And I have to really, give y'all props for that because, bro, I was looking back on some of those to, get from this, and that is amazing even now to, see and know that y'all were able to do way back then. Hell, I figured out that some of you were literally my age doing that shit just about a few weeks ago. And I'm like, bro, you mean to tell me that they're also, kids around my age doing this? And they're, getting, thousands and thousands of views? I'm like, maybe people are right. Maybe I do have a chance with this because my friends were supporting me. My family, not yet. They weren't doing it yet. They didn't even want me making videos at that time. And understandable. Just a young kid, new to the internet, already just hopping right in, diving in, doing whatever. And so it wasn't, the best idea for me to be like that because of the situation. So then you get a little into it, a little more. Of course, yeah, I've met some good people because of these fan animations and meme animations. For example, and I'm gonna give the list of people. I met someone named Tans the Skeleton, or by that time MLPTV Pony, I think it was. Sorry for mentioning that name if you do see this. Birdie, or now known as Damaged Coda, or better as Jack, if I'm not mistaken. I'm glad to see you back in the community, by the way. I am still trying to figure out what I want to do to work on for something for you, as a fan, because I did not know that we were literally the same age this whole time, and that caught me when I found out. Same goes for Tans, but that one's probably not gonna come back to YouTube for a while, or maybe never. I got to meet people like Milky Meme. Don't remember the names that one had because, dude, you had a lot of names. But I got to meet a lot of great people, a lot of fun people. Like I got to befriend them. I made art for Birdie once. They reacted to it, and I was like so happy because I was like, oh my god, this like high creator just like saw my video and they like commented on my video and they liked it. I don't know whatever happened to the thing. I think I probably like saw and was like, oh my god, this looks so bad, and got rid of it. But at the same time, like that is still like a great accomplishment for me, like just starting to draw and stuff. But I never really got into animation because I didn't know how like the tweening stuff worked, and FlipaClip wasn't like my best friend. It still isn't, so I don't use it, and I kind of just stopped animating entirely. If this video takes like longer than a week to upload, I'm probably trying to animate some like scenes instead of just having me here, because yeah. But even then, it's just gonna be like images like moving like the whole map pack going, like PNG tuber type thing. But I do want to thank those people, because if it wasn't for y'all, I probably would have gotten it so much deeper and bold in this, because this was a big problem at the time for content creators of my age and around it, being the relationship thing. Now, I know y'all probably know some obvious ones from the people I've listed off that alone, and me not even getting to people like Puka or Understar Pony, I think the name was, like those ones back then, they were getting up high, or they were high. One of them is still high to this day, and I have to say, like, seriously, bro, you are doing great. But relationships is weird for growing up on YouTube, because you don't know if anything's wrong, because you haven't been taught right from wrong, because no one ever expects you to like have to be in a situation like that. So I'll be honest, I've been with my fair share of other content creators, more than the I don't think there's a word to say normal amount, because I don't think there is a normal amount of content creators that you're supposed to have dated. I don't even think that should be a sentence. But, and I'm saying this with all respect to the people I do name. There was Belore the Human, Fun Girl Knight, Tans the Skeleton, Understar Pony / Puka, those types of people, Milky, and I'm only saying the ones that still have remnants of our past relationship on their channel. There are a lot more, but there was always something so weird about the ones that I was in, or like problems that always caused and like started out of nowhere. And like, for example, with that whole me not showing my face thing, and it being my father's old account. So when I first met Tans, they used to ask me, hey, do you want to be in animation after like we became close friends? I was like, yeah, sure. It was like, and then this is where the dilemma came. They said, well, can you show me your OC? I was like, okay, hold on, wait, what's an OC? I didn't want to seem stupid because I just got on the internet and I didn't know nothing about this. So I type in what's an OC, I see it, and I was like, okay, so that means I have to make something on the spot right now. It was like, just like, show me when you're ready, and I was like, dang, it's not much I can do. So I kid you not, I kid you not, like, this is the definition of what I had to do on the spot. I was like, well, okay, I'll get you on now. I was like, I remembered FNAF 2 it just dropped, and I loved like how the marionette looked. So instinctively, I had gone to, I'm pretty sure it was Ibis Paint or something, and I did exactly what I'm trying to do now, but for some reason there's ads now. So cut to when we get the whole situation settled. Just colored in like there, and I just like one eye, two eye, mouth, scribbled that in, whatever, because like I wanted to impress this person, so I wanted to do something like on the spot, but like I'm still a child at this time, so I just Like, and then and then I don't even know what like made me think of the color palette for it at the time. And then like draw a circle around it like to make it like humanoidish. You come up with something like that. This is me trying to draw like from a side view. This isn't even me trying like fully, but it's just like an example of what it was. And it's funny because the version I drew was better than this. Like, but still, I think you'll get the point. I made a character on the spot based off of like a persona like of that because their character was a persona of Sans. It was a Sans fan. So I was like, I want to impress them. Like, they got a lot of viewers and they seem like a cool person. It's like things like this. So I was like, instant. Oh gosh, I gotta do this quick. And then just instant post. No second doubt. No second doubt at all. Just posted instantly. Do I regret it? Yeah. I could have done better at the time. Heck, I was able to draw like Mario characters, like genuinely good. But then like it became like an actual thing. Like I got my character. They made a profile picture. They made a character. They made my character on their channel, and I used this as my profile picture. But I was like, I still need a name, and I was like, oh god, like I can't do any of these names. They're too basic, or they're already taken. And then I thought, well, I mean, it's Marionette, but it's me, so Marionette Cheryl, I guess. And even then, I was trying to debate if that would even be enough, because that is my actual last name. But then I was thinking of going by my mother's last name, and I was like, technically it wouldn't make sense, because like I could have gone for like my name and then the Marionette, or like my mother's maiden name and then Marionette, like those types of things. But I was like, Marionette Cheryl. Just keep it as simple as that. We're not going to talk about the names like the Hyper God of Time and Space Marionette Show. Those long names like those. We're not going to talk about those ones. Just know, it's always been Marionette Show after my father's. Now, that's something else I want to get into first before we get deeper into this. And don't do this. If there are any kids, please don't do this. This was stupid. He let me have it after I did this, but found out my father was using the same password for everything at the time, so when I found out the password for one thing, I had to try it on multiple things. So I got it on my phone when I got one, and I changed the password. I changed this password, kept the profile picture, and changed the name. To this day, I'm still using that email. He let me, he didn't say anything about it. He let me keep it this time around. So I mean, I guess it's mine, like officially now. I would change it, but I also do have a Marionette Cheryl email as well. So I have a lot actually for like different platforms, different passwords, because I don't want to have the same mistake as my father did. But still, like I was saying, it tells people when you started YouTube. So with it being my father's account, I'm glad I'm finally explaining this fully. It said like 19 something. It either said 19 something, like I was born in 19 something, or like it started in 19 something. But I'm pretty sure that like YouTube started in like 2000 something, so I'm pretty sure it was my father's birthday. So I'm pretty sure I fixed that now. I'm not sure, I can check later. But I had to fix that stuff, and at one point I was making like a dark joke with like one of the people I was with online at the time. It was like, are you 16? I was like, yes, I'm 16. I was like, oh, I can't date you. I'm like 12. I was like, oh my god, she doesn't know I was joking. She doesn't know I was joking. Oh my god. And so the reason why it made it worse is that this time people were using Hangouts. I didn't even know what that was either. And so I got a lot of hate for that at the time. And it was a lot for, I'd say, a 10, 11-year-old by this point to take in. I'm gonna say 10, just to keep it a little balanced. Not 11 yet. Maybe like almost, but not 11 yet. So then I got hate from like their fans and like their friends and stuff because they thought I was actually an adult doing that, and I was like, I was like trying to explain myself, like I'm not. I was like, is there any way I could prove this? Like, use Hangouts. I'm like, I don't know what Hangouts is. And eventually I did find out what Hangouts is, like years after, and I messaged them and I was like, hey, it's like, did when they heard my voice sounding all like a little girl's or something. I don't even think I can do that voice anymore. Like, my voice sounded so high. You know what?
Something. I
Pull up
didn't
a voice.
put Toriel and Sans in there. I didn't make them go near each other. They decided
Yeah,
to go go
that
in a corner by
feminine, tiny
themselves.
child sounding voice was little. It was something back then. People really did think I was a female. Like, even when I got fans, like when I started like really doing my voice on videos, people started thinking, oh, like they're a girl, and I'm like, I'm a dude. Like, and I had such a high voice, and I know why at the time. But at this point, if you're hearing this, just
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
But then we gotta get past all that. Like, there was a lot of relationships that really like messed me up on how relationships are supposed to work on the internet, and I really wish I didn't go through most of them, because the one time I like was in one that I thought was really genuinely good for me, I went too far with what I thought was right, because a child is like, you're the person who's treated me best, like this must mean I really do love you. But no, you're the only person who's actually treated me like a decent human being, like an actual person, unlike most of these other relationships. And then there was like so much that I'd gone through like after that. It's like they didn't accept like how I felt back, because like, yes, we were together, but I was being too much like with love and care at the time, because I became dependent on that person, because it's what I thought was finally real love. I mean, I don't know to this day if I was correct. I was probably wrong, because, just a kid. But then a situation happened later that really ruined not only me, but my channel's image as well. And want to clarify, I did get in a lot of trouble when I was younger, so my devices got taken away, like my computers, or like they'd break or something. Then I'd have to wait till I got a new one, or got my stuff back. I would like have big gaps of like videos already, so that was like already a problem. But one time I was dating someone, and their cousin was trying to hit on me, but I didn't reciprocate the feelings that their cousin had for me, because I wanted to try to I wanted to see like if I was the problem. I just tried to work it out well. And this was like a situation where I was genuinely getting fans and stuff. Like, I was making reactions, gaming, like doing like little vlogs, not actually showing myself, but my friends and everything could like allow it. And then next thing I know, one of their cousins come mentioning to me that the one who wanted to get with me, even though I was with their cousin, they couldn't take the rejection. And so after that, they did something that was drastic. They left a certain type of note and everything. Their cousin got it so I wouldn't get in trouble. And then they read me the note. I can't tell you what the note said because it's too explicit for even my channel. And when I went to go try to check up on them, like even on their own YouTube account, I was left with this message that is now forever and always embedded there. So I stick there hoping that this was just some sort of prank, waiting for the day for that to change. But it never has ever since, so don't know. I just have to assume that everything transpired fully how I've noticed it went down, and how things fully went like through, because it was a lot, and I didn't know how to take it at the time, because it was the first instance I'd ever had of anything like that. Like, I was thriving with fans. I had a fan that was willing to do something so crazy at the time, and it really got to me mentally, and still is there every day. So I just have to like kind of live with that, the thought that I blamed myself for years, and when I tell people about it, they tell me it's not my fault, but at the same time, I feel all I had to do was just choose the other person, because the person, like their cousin and I, didn't even last long in a relationship afterwards, so it seemed pointless to do that. But after that, it caused my channel to decline deeply because the controversy of me having a fan who had done what they did and left that like image onto my channel. And I did get hate for it. I had supporters there as well, but it was just such a big thing that happened on YouTube that I needed to step away. At that time, I didn't leave because, I got grounded or I was in trouble. I left because I didn't know what to feel, to think. So it was a great long while till I came back. If I take a look at it, actually, it might have been a few years even, because the last video that I really uploaded was, I can't even tell you off the top of my head, but yeah, because there was reactions, Roblox, Five Nights at Freddy's, there was a vlog, 777, yep. These, so far they're making sense with the 7 years, but I'm seeing myself get closer and closer, and I can feel that there's going to be the random gap where I had to leave for. So yep, just checked it. I was gone for 2 years off of YouTube. There's a whole section of like 2 entire years where I just thin air vanished. And in defense, no one can blame me for what I did and why I left. I mean, it's something I couldn't mentally prepare for, because by that time I was at least 11. I was dealing with the like last year of school too, so I wanted to like make sure I was able to get out of elementary school. Didn't know middle school was coming up, but still, that got to me. And then in 6th grade, I guess, which was when I first started middle school, I started talking to one of my ex again. We made things work, but then one day they vanished too, and I didn't know how to deal with that, and I just thought I was left and had therapists, but I thought they'd left me too, and I was all alone when my great grandmother passed, and I didn't realize how much at the time that she really mattered to me until she was truly gone. Now, I mention this because I was not in the best state even then to be making content, but I still tried making videos like with my cousins, like my friends, like still trying to like keep them updated on like what I'm doing, but also trying to like make videos, because I still have that dream to be like someday reach 10 million, 10,000. Like, I want to be a big YouTuber someday. With how I'm going now, it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen soon, but I just gotta keep trying and putting in the work and putting in more work than I've been doing, like putting more devotion and stuff into my actual content to make it worth what I'm wanting it to be. Now, I know most people, like, since I'm not even that big of a creator, they won't come to this video and be like, oh, he's just like speaking, so I'm just gonna leave. So if y'all listen to this, y'all can go, but this is something that people in my channel have actually questioned for a while. Like, on TikTok, they've questioned how I became the person they know, why I'm like so fascinated with like lore and stuff. On YouTube, they're questioning what makes me keep going even though I disappear every now and again, and I used to disappear more than Corey does. But I decided to finally come about and like speak my genuine truth about like that type of stuff. And when I did come back after that long break, it was a slow start, but it was way better than the content I made before. Like, yes, I made actually good content, like with actual gaming, like only with like my phone and like sometimes my computers back then. But when I came back, I was doing console games for the first time on my channel. And I made a little series. It didn't last long because of the fact that I ended up switching over consoles. So I didn't know how the thing worked, and then Xbox removing the whole YouTube like option as well made it harder for me to upload content for people. And then I had to resort mainly to my phone. I'd stopped doing music, I'd stopped doing reactions, I stopped doing a lot and only became gaming. Like, then I didn't even have headphones or anything to like really communicate with my viewers or anything, so it was just like I was becoming more distant from the people who I was trying to get closer with in the community. And so it kind of just felt like everything I was doing was pointless. And when I finally did start like wearing headphones and stuff and playing again, I was happy. I was enjoying the content I was making once again. I was like really having fun playing with games like with my nephew, my brother, my cousins, friends, you name it. And then one day, out of nowhere, I don't even remember what happened, but I was playing a game live and out of nowhere I got banned from PlayStation at the time, which was my only source of videos, and I was gone for another 2 or so years. And it was already kind of weird because this was like, I think during or after, it was definitely during the whole 2019-2020 incident, because I ended up getting a relationship and focusing on myself for a very long time at that point to like stay away. And then when I like got unbanned, I started uploading content again, like gave viewers as much as I could, like started an alt account as well to like get more videos out, but it wasn't as like felt because I'd lost my main account for so long. And then I really came to the thought that person I was with at the time, I wanted to genuinely be with them. I wanted like them, I wanted my friend group at that time, I wanted it to last forever. And I wanted to basically make a group called The Crazy Crew with all of us making content together. Like a branch off of this channel onto that one as well. So I could show you guys like all of us, so y'all could like enjoy, laugh, and have fun with us as well. But the best I can put it is that things don't always turn out the way that you're expecting them to, and that's perfectly fine because not everything's meant to be perfect, and if it is, then something's not truly right going on, because there will always be problems in the world, no matter how they seem, no matter how visible or hard it is to believe, that there are always going to be and always are problems in the world that you really have to work through to actually believe. Now, I do want to say after all of that coming onto how my content is now, as you've seen, I've brought back reactions. I'm not fully bringing back singing, only like things like when it's a vibe that I'm feeling. Like, it's not a thing I want to find myself doing constantly, because like the Stay Calm video, that was like lyrics I was thinking of while I'm in college, like while I was sitting in college and then I heard Stay Calm. I noticed there was a beat that had like no lyrics at all, and I thought this could be like a Phone Guy verse, like, because we just learned that the Phone Guy's like like last call was like on his night, so it makes so much sense to make like a verse about that, and it did well. I was like shocked because I just went with something I just made up off the spot, and surprisingly it did well. Similar to like I wanted to do a prequel part to Corey's rap, and it would have gone well, but there was a problem with editing that cut gaps in it and like spread it further and pushed it farther instead of where it was actually supposed to be. So there's some audio points where it doesn't go where it's supposed to, and I don't get how that happened because I worked so hard on it, and people liked it, but people also hated it, and that had really messed with me because it made me like really unsure if I wanted to do that because of a small mishap. Now, after discussing everything about the past of like what era of YouTube I grew up into, what era I'm in now, and basically my whole like thing like and how I became who I am on here, I looked up to MatPat because he'd gotten so many theories right. Even when he was wrong, he still found himself determined to go beyond what his last theory went wrong and try to figure out what he got wrong and try to fix it with every new theory. With Markiplier, he became the king of a game that literally had a mode that was impossible. So I wanted to make every single situation in my channel from that point on, when I first saw him, to be absolutely improbability becoming true. And no one can blame me for that because that is exactly how I wanted. And then as I got older, I saw reaction videos again, and I wanted people to like, I knew how much I enjoyed just seeing the reactions of other people. I still even do it now, like watching other people's reactions, like for even new things like Sparking Zero stuff. And yes, I have seen the trailers, I've seen the leaks, I've seen everything, and I'm hyped for it just as much as every other Dragon Ball fan is. But I've been trying to like see everybody's excitement, see if they point out something that I don't know, which is a part of that like lore searching thing to see if I missed anything, so I could like try to dig into it as well. And that's why I brought reactions back, because people love them, and it's actually like something I enjoy doing as well, as long as it's not something too crazy or too like off. Like when the last reaction video I did as of the making of this video, my nephew had recommended some videos for me, and I felt so bad I haven't been able to see him recently because I'm like so far away from home for college and everything, and trying to like make some dreams of my own work out. But I want to basically be able to leave this place better than I came in, because growing up in my life, as is pretty obvious from just YouTube alone, I've grown a lot from who I started off as, who I used to be, and there's things I can never change. Speaking of, I know I've mentioned it enough, but to anyone who, like any other content creator who's on here, who like was in a relationship with me, I don't remember most of our stuff. I'm gonna be real with you. So I do want to say I am sorry, because back then I was not the best person that you should have been with. Like, I was terrible as a person, not just as a partner, but a person. And I just, no, I'm never living that down. It'll haunt me forever, and I'll probably get what I deserve someday, or have gotten what I deserve, but I don't think I have yet, so I truly am sorry, and I only hope that you all are doing the best, like now, better than y'all used to. As well, I do want to give a nice like bit of a memorial to all of those content creators back then who just vanished or had to leave due to personal problems and other situations in their life that they just couldn't be around. Because I can't say I completely understand, but I've been through some things of my own, and I could understand why you either wouldn't want to come back or didn't feel like it was a place for you. Because a lot of times on here it can be like that, and I'm just glad that y'all were there to help me become better as I grew on YouTube and as a person. and helped me better myself. All of those events that I went through on YouTube, like those big bad ones, those changed me as well for the better, and that's surprising to say. It seemed like I just needed some negative things in my life to happen to really make my mind more mature. And even then, I'm not gonna say that like I'm some type of mature type of person. I'm not. I'm like very, very ridiculous. I'm goofy and just I'm a mess all over. But I do have to say that thanks to a lot of those people, I am way better than I would have turned out, and I've my just everything back then has made me way better now than I would have ever been if I didn't go through that stuff. So seriously though, all of you, thank you. The people who are still here, the people who are no longer here, the people who helped develop me as a person, all of you, thank you. You'll never understand how much it's meant to me over the years, and I'm glad that we finally reached 500, because when I reached, I think it was 50k on one of my videos, it was like I was looking at the past, looking at everybody who's ever like pushed me to keep going, like to like promise like you can do this, we believe in you, like those types of people that were there that encouraged me to keep going throughout all of this content. I do have to say I thank them so much, because it's meant a lot to me. You all mean a lot to me, and I thank you all for that. All my viewers, everyone watching this video, everyone who's gone through this fully, you're all great people, even if you don't see it yet. But now, I think it's time for the closing questions. So, I know there's a lot of videos that I've been like holding back or have started off and haven't finished. So I made a list on the videos that I've promised, the videos I started but haven't finished, like the ones that you've seen and the ones you haven't seen, that I need to get done soon. So here's my current plan. I need to finish the videos that I haven't gotten completed yet, as well with like, I'm trying to also bring in some like games and videos, reactions, whatever, that just came out. I'm trying to make sure I have the ones I haven't finished, the games that just came out as well, so that way I can get more views to have ready for the things that I have not finished as well. I will be taking breaks a lot, as my friend has recommended for me, because he knows that I get stressed too much when I try to overdo videos like this. And it's understandable after realizing just how much I go through. Hold on. I had to make sure it was going to make it through the hour mark, just to make sure. As well as doing my own personal things, like I want to be a voice actor, so I've been like working on like my voice, my pitch and everything, seeing how I can go high up and how low I can go. Even going as far to like practice voices until I get them 100% right, like trying to do aftons from like in a Springtrap state, and then practicing it by saying a line that we've heard before, like I always come back, or doing Glamlock Freddy's like Gregory, or but Vanessa. I can't even hear if I'm doing it right because the headphones, because I'm still missing the piece that I lost. But there's like so many things that like I've promised you guys, so many videos that I want to have for you guys. So just know, these are the sections that my channel will be doing now. There's the obvious gaming, there's the reactions, there's the theories. Now I know that the theories are going to take a while, especially when I'm working on the reactions and gamings as well. But if I'm not uploading for a while, the reactions are most likely what I'm working on. Like I just finished the script for my could and would Deadpool get infected in a zombie apocalypse. Like I went through the research and everything. That theory is done. I just need to get the actual animation or editing out done, and then that will be up for you guys. And I cannot wait for y'all to see the final product in. Whoever I have voicing Deadpool at the time. Then we also have, let's see, so there's gaming, reaction, theories. Voice acting is probably going to come. There's also possible vlogging. I say possible because I'm not sure if I want to do those. There's the occasional music. Occasional, not complete. Like, I don't want to make like music a constant thing on my channel. Like, just an every now and again thing, you know, just bring it in, take it out, come back every few months or so with something new, maybe like a few years, just whenever I feel like it, you know? And I could not forget to mention the side quest. I am already in a few things voice acting that y'all are probably gonna find out about soon, and that's probably how people are gonna find out about this video. Or even like not even like that. Like there's a lot of side quests. Just know that there is a lot of side quests. Yeah. Now the bonus is kind of little iffy. I was supposed to promote Birdie's GoFundMe, and I'm sorry, Jack, if you see this. I really tried my best to get this video out, but it was so much going on with college and shit, and just mental stuff that I don't want people to have to worry about here. So just know, I really did try, and I just got some money, so if it helps, I can still send some even after the goal. And I'm probably gonna do it anyways, because I still regret that I didn't get to help out like everybody else did, and I feel so fucking stupid for it. Oh my god. And next is the apologizing for missing content, which I guess I can do here. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that, y'all. Like I said, life hasn't been too great for me, and it's not something I want to get into today, or at least now. Of course, one of the bonuses, the 500 subscriber thank you video, which is, hey guys, you're here. I did it. I also got to promote one of my friends' art commissions because they helped me out in a great time, and I want to help them out now that I know I have the chance to. And lastly, for the bonus, hella side quest, because there are some things I can't even tell you all about yet. But when y'all see it, or when it happens, just remember, I gave y'all some of a heads up that it was gonna happen. Can't tell y'all what. Can't tell you everything. But I can tell y'all are gonna be surprised. Y'all gonna love it. So, for the last bit, I just have to say, one, as I said, whenever I'm not making the videos I need to, I'm working on a theory. And I haven't been working on a video for a good two weeks now. That's why the Deadpool theory is just now being finalized. Yeah. So there are videos pre-recorded as of this moment. There are videos that need continuation after the pre-recording. But I can say that y'all have videos dropping. But when those videos start dropping, just know, if I am a little iffy after that, I'm still working on the animation and stuff for the Deadpool, like the editing. So when that one drops, please tell me how y'all feel about my first ever theory, like my full theory. My full scripted theory, my full analysis and everything. So, that is all I have for now, unless y'all want to hear this. When all of my theories are done and all of my content is ready, I think it is time that I put myself on an actual schedule for you guys, because 4 videos a week is kind of too much while I'm in college, and also trying to get some other things going, and also trying to work outside of this as well. So obviously, there's probably going to be less content. Heck, I might have to drop it for another few months or so. Maybe a year. Maybe I for real gotta pull a Corey. You stop. because Corey might not come back if I keep joking like that. I need him to come back. I need answers. He has lots of content. He has more content than I have ready to come up. So I need to see like what he's gonna start with and what he's gonna have ready. Cause like Friday Night Funkin', Black with Wukong. It reminds me, I didn't add that on the list. Cause it'll make sense. You'll find out. You'll find out. You'll find out. It'll make a lot of sense. Just know it. You'll find out. But unfortunately, this has been an hour and 9 minutes, so that is all the time I have for now, and I have to edit this extremely and make this especially special for each and every one of y'all. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.